Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to share with you my thoughts on some new makeup releases for November. These videos are always inspired by Samantha March's Will I Buy It series on her channel every single Wednesday, so I'll have that linked in my description box. And if you guys want to hear my thoughts on some new makeup releases that are coming out in the next couple weeks, then just keep on watching. So I'm just coming off of having a fever for like the past 5 days, so if it sounds like I'm gasping for air, that's just because I am. So it might be a little bit of a struggle, but I was really excited to finally be able to speak normally and film today. There's also just been a lot of makeup that's been announced in the past couple days that I'm really excited for, and I'm going to start off with the one that I'm the most excited for, and this is the new James Charles and Morphe collab. It's an eyeshadow palette. It's called the Unleash Your Inner Artist palette, and it's remodeled after the Morphe 39A, and it costs $39, and it's going to be released on November 13th. So what made me super excited about this palette is that it just reminded me of that holiday palette that came out last year from Morphe. I think it was the Dare to Create palette, and I really wanted that, but then they got rid of it. It was like limited edition. They brought it back, but I just kind of got over it at that point. And also, I was just so obsessed with the teaser video or the promotion video that James came out with. I know he made like a really long video, but I just kept replaying the first minute over and over because I thought it was just like so well produced, and like conceptually it was amazing because he just incorporated like his music and like all of the different looks. I just kept rewatching it, and before he even talked about the eyeshadow palette, I knew that I wanted it just because just the dedication to that 1 minute made me just so happy. I just love how he combined like both of his passions together. It just made my heart happy, so I just wanted to buy this palette because of that. I also just love his makeup. I think he's amazing at it, and this palette looks awesome. And I do love that you get like every color in this palette, that is kind of like half neutrals, half like rainbow shades. And I definitely don't wear like a ton of color, but when there's palettes that have some color and some neutrals, it's easier just to incorporate both and commit to like a full like blue smoky eye or something. So I really love that about this palette. I think it's gonna be a really great palette. I'm definitely gonna purchase it. So I'm just so excited about it. It has 39 shades. It has like every shade, and I like that all of like the neutral shades are in the center, that there's not like a lack of neutral shades, but it's also like not too many at the same time. And I do think that there's like, I don't see anything missing. Like, I feel like there is everything you need for any eye look in this palette. So I'm definitely excited for it. I just loved his singing video with this palette. I thought that that was so well done, and it showed like his attention to detail of his own palette and how much like creative direction he had, because it's like his complete personality and talent. And I'm hoping that that was just also the case in the actual creation of the palette. So I'm definitely excited about that one. And I never actually really buy a lot of Morphe makeup. I buy Morphe brushes, but I don't buy too much Morphe makeup outside of like influencer collabs. Really just like the Jaclyn Hill palette, one of her palettes from the Vault, and then now this one. I think that's definitely what I tend to stick to with Morphe. I don't really get excited about their just regular palette releases, but I think just the attention to detail it seemed like he had to this palette made me want to get it. And then next up we have another influencer collab with Colourpop. So this is a collaboration with Bretman, and this is just a full Colourpop collection. He's coming out with like 2 different themes, wet and lit. It kind of reminds me of like that Fire and Ice theme that Wet n Wild had, and I feel like other brands are doing as well, like a blue and a red theme. The eyeshadow palettes look awesome. I'm not really interested in all the other products, and he is releasing a brand new Colourpop product, which is a glitter. It's called a Glitterly Obsessed Body Glitter. I'm not really interested in that. And also like the lip products, I feel like I have them all, but the eyeshadow palettes are always what gets me, and these are $12 each. They look so pretty, especially the blue one. If any of them, that's the one that I would get, just like that more cool tone blues and greens and silvers. The blues in this palette definitely look very stunning. They're like very Christmas colors, or even like New Year's with these silver shades, just like very winter colors. And I don't have too many of those in my collection, especially like full-on palettes. So if anything, I'm gonna get that palette, especially for $12. And it looks like the pans are a bit bigger compared to some other Colourpop palettes. So I am excited about that one. I'm not fully committed to buying it yet because there's so many like palettes coming out that I do plan on getting too, but I feel like I might end up getting both palettes, kind of like when the Sol and Mar palettes came out from Colourpop back in the summer. I felt like I needed to get them together, but we'll see. Maybe I will end up getting them. I feel like I always get sucked in with Colourpop because it is so affordable if I get 2 eyeshadow palettes for $24 compared to getting any other eyeshadow palette for like 50 bucks. So that's how I end up with so many Colourpop palettes, and I do love the quality, and the swatches look really good, and I already trust the Colourpop quality. So let me know what you guys think about this collection, but definitely the eyeshadow palettes did stand out to me, especially the wet palette, which is like that blue palette, and then the reddish palette is the lit palette. And then next, this was interesting to me. So this is from Tarte, and I feel like I just haven't really seen much from Tarte lately at all. I feel like they've just been doing very, very similar things. But this was interesting because it's the Tarteist Pro Remix, and I do have the Tarteist Pro palette, and I feel like this palette, what's throwing me off is the packaging, because the packaging on the inside has like all those paint splatters, and I feel like if it was solid black on the inside, it might look like more of a neutral palette. I think it's making me think that this palette is more colorful than it is because the inside packaging is colorful. I really don't feel like I see a lot of pops of colors coming through with this palette, if that was their intention to make like a colorful palette. I do like the color scheme in general, but if their intention was to make a colorful palette, like there's a purple and there's a green and like a silver and a blue, but that's still a pretty neutral palette to me. I just pulled out my original Tarte Pro palette, and you could say that this palette has color in it. It has a purple, it has a blue, it has some purple matte shades too. I mean, this is definitely a bit more neutral, especially because it has so many matte shades. So maybe that's why it is called like the Remix palette, that one has a lot more metallics and shimmers compared to this one. But I definitely thought it was interesting that the packaging on the inside had the paint splatter, because I feel like they did that on purpose to try to make it look like a little bit more dramatic and a little bit more colorful than the actual shades are originally. But otherwise, I feel like it's more of a kind of neutral palette with a couple pops of colors, which is totally fine. Those are the kind of palettes I always buy. It reminds me a little bit of like the color scheme of the Urban Decay Born to Run, which I consider as like a neutral palette with some wearable colors. I always find it interesting that I think Tarte always focuses really on their packaging more than like the color story in their palettes. I think they did a pretty decent job with this one, but I feel like this is another one where they really just emphasize the packaging a little bit more to make it seem like something more exciting was going on than just like another neutral palette with some pops of colors. So let me know what you guys think about that one. And then next, let me touch really quickly. I talked about this one in my last new makeup releases a couple weeks ago, and I just had a teaser but not the full-on palette to talk about yet. And this came out from Dominque Cosmetics, the Berry and Cream palette, and I was definitely super excited about it. I still plan on purchasing it, but from the launch photos, it does look like this is gonna be an all matte palette, or maybe like 1 or 2 shimmers or 1 or 2 shadows that have a sheen to them and not enough metallic shades, which kind of sucks because I love the metallic formula of the Dominque Cosmetics palette, or the one palette that I have, the Latte palette. So I really hope we get some swatches soon, because I was more excited about the concept than the actual colors. Like, I do like them, but I was more excited before we got the full reveal. So I really need to see some swatches to hopefully make me feel a little bit more excited, and it's not just like an all matte purple palette. But I do hope that there are some shimmer shades in here, because that formula is so beautiful. I do love their matte formula too, but I have so many matte purples in my collection. I was really hoping for some like really pretty purple shimmer shades, because I don't feel like I have enough of those. I feel like I have so many like matte purple shades and like matte outer V shades or lower lash line shades, but like lid colors, I definitely want more of those. So I need to see some swatches soon, and this releases actually on my birthday, November 16th, for $44 is how much it costs. So I think it's the same price as all the other Dominque Cosmetics palettes. And then I also want to talk about this new palette from Too Faced. It's going to be called the Too Faced Pretty Rich, and they're actually coming out with a whole Pretty Rich collection that has like highlighters, lip glosses, a couple different products. But I definitely just wanted to focus on the eyeshadow palette, because to me, it looks really pretty, but I'm also thinking it might be really chunky glitter at the same time. It kind of reminds me of the Anniversary palette that Too Faced came out with, and I really wanted it at first, and then some people said that the fallout was really intense, like had a lot of glittery shades, and I ended up not getting it, and I don't feel like I missed out on it at all. So this might be a palette that I just end up waiting to swatch in store. It does say it has 4 new innovative self-adhering diamond dusted glitter shadows. So that self-adhering part, we'll see if that's true, because sometimes even with shadows that should stick onto your eye, you still need glitter glue or to wet them. But then again, I do have like pressed pigments that actually work really nicely, so I hope that's the case with this, and if it is, I might love this palette, or I might find it really frustrating. So I definitely just want to swatch it in person, or maybe just see some review videos first, because this is one of those things where I would either really love it or be disappointed, because I was expecting to really love it. So I love the colors. Hopefully the formula is really easy to work with, and it is self-adhering, or really easy to apply, and you don't need to really layer on the glitter. So let me know what you guys think about that palette. It's set to release later this November, and the whole collection will release later this November. And then lastly, I have one more product that is not an eyeshadow palette. I usually just talk about eyeshadow palettes because that's what I end up debating the most, especially if there's 5 palettes coming out at one time and I only want to buy 2 of them. But this is kind of a random product, but it's a product that I've always wished existed. And this is from the brand Ouai. I use their products every single day. I think I have one right in front of me. Yes, this is my favorite thing ever. Their texturizing hairspray. This is amazing. It smells so good, and that is why, part of the reason why I love this brand so much. All their products smell amazing. So my hair always smells good, and I don't even wear perfume. I only own 1 bottle of perfume until now, because they're coming out with 4 perfumes, and I want all 4 of them. And for somebody who really has, I think in my lifetime I've owned maybe 2 bottles of perfume, I love the smell of this brand so much that I trust that I want all of them. So they're gonna be $56. They are 4 different, I was gonna say shades, so they're 4 different scents, and they're all based off of the scents that Ouai already has for their hair products. And this is something every time I use a Ouai product, I will spray so much of it because I want it, I want my whole body to smell like the hair product. And I'm so excited for this because I just love the scent of their products. And a lot of their products are very floral, but in a very light and fresh way, and not in a heavy way. So that's what I really love, and I'm so excited for this. I might actually end up buying all 4 of them. I just really want these perfumes. I feel like I'm just gonna end up with all 4 of them at some point. I'm sure I'll have a favorite, but at least I might even just order the 2 online without even smelling them, and then hope that I like them, and then probably get the other 2 later, because I have just been wanting this product to exist for so long. Every time I use a Ouai product, I just think I wish I had this as a perfume. So I'm so excited that that is happening soon. It comes out November 13th. I don't think that $56 is too bad for a perfume. It's gonna be 1.7 ounces. Let me know if you guys are a fan of the smell of Ouai products, because I find them absolutely amazing. And I was actually really surprised to see they were coming out with perfumes, especially for a hair care brand. But I feel like they're really well known for their scent. So I'm so excited about that. I'm so excited it's coming out really soon. Alright guys, so that's gonna be everything for today's video. Let me know what products you're excited about. Let me know which ones you're gonna be passing on in the comments down below, and that will also help me decide on certain products that I'm still a little bit iffy about. And if you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll talk to you guys soon in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.